Welcome back to the Treasury. Look, everybody is talking about what's going to happen next. You turn on the news, you scroll through Twitter, and it's all noise. They're talking about interest rates, they're talking about the housing market crash, they're talking about AI taking over everything. And yeah, 2026 is coming fast, faster than you think. But here is the thing that most people miss. They are looking at the symptoms, not the cause. They are looking at the leaves of the tree, trying to figure out if the tree is going to fall, instead of looking at the roots. I've been studying success, money, and the way this world actually works for a long time. And I found that there is an ancient rule, a principle that doesn't care who is president, doesn't care what the inflation rate is, and doesn't care if it's 2025 or 2026. This rule dominates the economy. Not the global economy, your economy. Today, we aren't just doing a motivational speech. We are doing a reset. I'm taking some core principles that separate the people who get crushed by the economy from the people who create their own economy. We are going to break this down so that when 2026 rolls around, you aren't just surviving, you are dominating. So buckle up, put your phone on silent. Let's unlock the vault. Let's get one thing straight right out of the gate. There is a massive misconception that people carry around like a heavy backpack. They think success is like winning the lottery. They think it's this lightning bolt that just strikes a select few people who got lucky, or who had the right parents, or who were in the right place at the right time. And because they think that, they sit around waiting for the lightning to strike. They watch Netflix, they chill, they do the bare minimum, hoping that one day the universe is just going to dump a bucket of money and happiness on their head. Listen to me closely. That is not how this works. If you are watching this, it means you have something inside you, a hunger. You know you could be a champion, but you have to understand that success is not an accident. It is a duty, it is an obligation, it is something that must be pursued with relentless force. If you want to be safe in the 2026 economy, you cannot be passive. You have to hunt for your potential. There is a quote I heard once that changed everything for me. It goes like this: "It wasn't your fault if you were born poor, but it is your fault if you die poor." Now don't get defensive. I know circumstances are hard, the economy is tough, but what this quote is really saying is about agency. It's about power. If you were born into a tough situation, that was the hand you were dealt. You had no control over that. But every single day, from the moment you became an adult, you have been making choices. Most people fall by the wayside. They are terrified of success. They are scared to even step into the arena because they think, what if I try and I fail? So they choose a slow failure. They choose mediocrity. They let the economy happen to them instead of happening to the economy. You have to decide right now that your financial situation, your happiness, your family's stability, it is all on you. It is within your reach, but only if you stop blaming 2024 or 2025 for your problems and start building for 2026. Think about this word, responsibility. Responsibility, the ability to respond. If you have found yourself in a position up until now where you aren't hitting the numbers you want, or you aren't feeling that sense of victory, it is usually because you haven't given that area of your life enough energy. Energy flows where attention goes. If you treat success as a nice to have, you will never get it. It has to be a must-have. It has to be as vital as the air you breathe. We are made to be successful. I truly believe that the Creator, the universe, whatever you want to call the higher power, it wants you to win. You were built to build. You were created to create. So as we move into this next economic cycle, your number one job is to accept that success is your duty. It's your job to provide, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Before we get into the mechanics of how to do this, I want to make sure you're with us for the long haul. We drop videos like this to help you navigate the chaos of the modern world. So do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join the Treasury. Don't miss the next update. Okay, so we agreed that success is your duty. But here is the million-dollar question. What is success? Imagine you walk out of your house, you get into your car, you turn on the engine, and you start driving. You have Waze or Google Maps open on your phone, but you never type in a destination. You just drive. You turn left, you turn right, you get on the highway, you get off the highway. Where are you going to end up? Probably nowhere. Or worse, you'll run out of gas in a neighborhood you really don't want to be in. This sounds ridiculous, right? Nobody drives like that. But this is exactly how 90% of people live their lives. They are driving around aimlessly. They wake up, go to a job they tolerate, come home, eat, sleep, and repeat. They have no target. They have no assessment of where their success lies. If you don't input the coordinates into the GPS of your life, you are just drifting. And in the economy of 2026, drifters get punished. You need to be precise. Now, when I say define success, a lot of people get nervous. They say, well, money isn't everything. And you are right. Money is like oxygen. You need it to breathe, but it's not the only reason you live. Maybe your definition of success is having a massive, happy family. Maybe it's passing a bar exam. Maybe it's winning a marathon. Maybe it's having 10 million in the bank. I don't know what it is for you, but you have to define it. You have to clarify it. If you are vague, your results will be vague. I want to be rich is a bad goal. I want to be happy is a bad goal. They are too fuzzy. The universe can't deliver on fuzzy requests. You need to know what success looks like specifically for you. Is it a number? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a feeling? Here is the magic of the GPS. Once you type in 123 Success Boulevard, what does the map do? It calculates the route. It tells you exactly how long it will take, where the traffic is, and which turns to make. You can only work backwards once you have a destination. If you know you want to have $100,000 saved by 2026, you can break that down. That means you need to save roughly $8,300 a month. Okay, how do you do that? You need to increase income or cut expenses. Now you have a plan. But without the destination, you're just guessing. Most people are scared to define success because they are scared they won't hit it. But you have to be brave enough to put the pin on the map. Let me ask you this before we move on. If I handed you a magic pen right now that guaranteed whatever you wrote down would happen in 2026, what specifically would you write? Drop your answer in the comments. I really want to see how different everyone's definition is. So we have a destination. Now we need to talk about the scale of that destination. I've seen this so many times. People set goals, but they set them way too low. They punch below their weight class. They say, I want to make just enough to pay the bills, or I want to lose 5 pounds. The problem with small goals is that they don't excite you. They don't have enough gravitational pull to get you out of bed when it's cold and raining. If your goal is just pay the rent, you are going to do the bare minimum. And in a volatile economy like we are seeing for 2026, the bare minimum usually leads to falling behind. Your goals need to be audacious. They need to be big. They need to be bold. There is a concept called the 10x rule. You might have heard of it. The idea is simple. Whatever you think you can do, multiply it by 10. If you want to make $100,000, aim for $1 million. If you want 100,000 followers, aim for 10 million. Why? Because even if you miss the moon, you'll land among the stars. Here is a practical tool I want you to start using immediately. It's not enough to make a New Year's resolution. We all know those last about 2 weeks. By February, the gym is empty again. Goals are not a static thing. They are a living thing. You have to breathe life into them every single day. Here is what I do and what high performers do. Write your goals down every morning and every night. When you wake up, before you check Instagram, grab a notebook or open the Notes app on your phone. Write down your 10x goals as if they have already happened. I own 10,000 apartments. I have $10 million in the bank. I have a deep, loving relationship with my spouse. I am in tip-top physical shape. Do this in the morning to set your GPS for the day. Do it at night to program your subconscious while you sleep. It keeps you focused on the big picture when the little annoyances of the day try to distract you. There is a reason we aim big. It's because the world has friction. Physics tells us this. Nothing moves without resistance. People think setting a goal is like ice skating. You push off once and you glide forever. No, life is like walking uphill in mud. There is resistance. There are taxes. There are unexpected bills. There are competitors. There are days you get the flu. If you aim for $1 million, the friction of the world might knock you down to $500,000, and that's great. But if you only aim for $100,000, that same friction might knock you down to $40,000. And now you're in trouble. You have to set your goals so high that even when the world drags you down, and it will try to drag you down, you still end up winning. Your ambition has to be stronger than the friction. Look at the goals you have currently set for yourself. Be honest. Are they too small? Are you playing it safe just to avoid disappointment? Let me know in the comments if you're brave enough to 10x your targets for 2026. I'm going to tell you something that most gurus won't tell you. They sell you a system where everything is perfect. I'm going to tell you the truth. You will fail. No matter who you are, no matter when you start, you will fail in your pursuit of greatness. Every great actor, every billionaire, every politician, every athlete, they have all failed. Not once, but hundreds of times. Failure is the price of admission. It is the toll you pay on the highway to success. If you are terrified of failure, you are terrified of growth. Most people never start a business, never ask that person out, never invest because they are paralyzed by the idea of looking stupid. They are scared of what their friends will say. They are scared of losing dignity. But here is the secret. The only difference between a winner and a loser is that the winner looked failure in the face and said, "I am not afraid of you." The problem isn't the event of failing, the problem is the label. We grow up in a school system that teaches us if you fail a test, you are a failure. They put a big red F on your paper, and we carry that trauma into adulthood. We think if our business goes bust, or we lose a job, or a relationship ends, that we are the failure. That is a lie. You have to catch yourself. You are the only person who can label yourself. Your parents might have told you you're a loser. Your friends might doubt you, but their opinion is just noise. The only opinion that matters is the one in your own head. I catch myself sometimes. I'll have a bad month. I'll miss a target, and my brain starts saying, "See, you're a fraud. You're a failure." You have to scream back at that voice. Literally. Stand in the shower and tell yourself, "I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner." It sounds crazy, but you have to brainwash yourself before the world brainwashes you. You have to reframe failure. It's not a stop sign, it's a data point. Let's say you launch a product in 2025 and nobody buys it. Did you fail? Or did you just learn that that specific offer doesn't work? Now you have data. You adjust and you launch again. I produced a movie once. My goal was 10 million viewers. It got maybe 700,000. Technically, I failed my goal, but because I aimed for 10 million, the quality was insane. The effort was huge, and I impacted 700,000 people. If I had aimed for 100,000, I would have reached nobody. Use failure as a springboard. When you hit the bottom, you have something to push off of to jump higher. Embrace the bumps in the road. They are proof that you are actually moving. I want to know, what is a failure you had recently that actually taught you something valuable? Share it in the comments. Let's destigmatize this. Let's prove that failure is just part of the recipe. Fear is a funny emotion. We run from it. We treat it like a disease. But in the context of success and economics, fear is actually a compass. Fear is the biggest indicator that you are finally punching at your proper weight class. When you aren't afraid, it means you are comfortable. It means you are doing things you already know how to do. You are coasting, and coasting is just going downhill. When you feel that pit in your stomach, that nervousness before a big meeting or before investing in a new asset class, that means you are expanding. You are entering new territory. If you are looking at 2026 and you aren't a little bit scared of your goals are too small. You should be flirting with the unknown. Biologically, fear and excitement are almost the same thing. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your focus sharpens. The only difference is the story you tell yourself about it. Think about a roller coaster. Why do people pay money to go on a roller coaster? To be terrified. But when the drop happens, they scream and laugh. They turned fear into excitement. You need to do the same thing with your life. Leaving a stable job to start a business? Terrifying, but also exciting. Getting married? Scary, but exciting. Moving to a new city? Petrifying, but it could be the best thing you ever do. Some of the best things in my life came from the moments I was most terrified. I left a secure family business years ago. It was scary. I didn't know if I would survive, but it was the greatest gift I ever gave myself. Right now, maybe you are looking at something new. Maybe it's real estate, maybe it's AI, maybe it's a new career, and you are thinking, I don't know how to do that. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know how to get financing. I don't know the rules. That's okay. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Going back to the car analogy, when you drive at night, your headlights only see 200 feet ahead. You can make it all the way from New York to California just seeing 200 feet at a time. You don't need to know how you're going to build the empire yet. You just need to know the next turn. Don't let the fear of the how stop you from the what. Move into the fear. That is where the treasure is buried. What is the one thing you know you should do, but you are too scared to do it? Be brave. Put it in the comments. Maybe writing it down is the first step to conquering it. We are heading into the final stretch, and this is the glue that holds it all together. You have the goal, you have the mindset. You're ready to face fear. Now, how do you actually execute? Consistency. Be relentless. Imagine a wood chopper trying to take down a giant oak tree. If he hits the tree in a different spot every single time, he can hit it 1,000,000 times and that tree will never fall. He's just making a mess. But if he hits the exact same spot day after day, chop after chop, eventually even the biggest tree will fall. Success in the 2026 economy is about being that wood chopper. It's not about doing something fancy once. It's about doing the boring, hard work every single day. Wake up, write goals, work, learn, repeat. It's miserable sometimes. It's boring sometimes. But that consistency is how you eat the elephant, one bite at a time. Do not change your strategy every week just because you didn't become a millionaire overnight. Stay the course. While you are chopping that tree, there is going to be a bully standing next to you, and that bully is your own brain. He's going to say, "You're tired. This isn't working. You're a loser. Just take a break." You have to fight this bully like a pufferfish. When a pufferfish is threatened, it doesn't run, it puffs up, it gets big. When your brain tells you you're a loser, you need to pull out a piece of paper and write down evidence that you are a winner. I support my family. I'm healthy. I'm learning. I'm disciplined. Punch the bully in the face with facts. The mind is a dark place if you let it be. You have to open the windows and let the light in consciously. Finally, you cannot do this alone. It is lonely at the top. The higher you climb, the fewer people there are. The air gets thin. You look around at parties or family gatherings and you realize most people are just floating. They are happy being average. And if you try to be great, sometimes they will try to pull you down. Not because they hate you, but because your growth highlights their stagnation. You need a support system. You need a council of war. Find 3 people, maybe a coach, a mentor, a spiritual advisor, or just a friend who is on the same path. People you can be vulnerable with. People who won't use your weakness against you. When you are having a bad day, you call them. You don't call the person who is going to say, "I told you so." You call the person who says, "Get back up. You got this. Protect your dream. It's a little flame. Don't let the winds of average people blow it out.